Hey guys, welcome back to AlgoYogi. We are doing stack series, and our next problem in the list is simplify path. Let's go to LeetCode and give it a read. You are given an absolute path for a Unix style file system which always begins with a slash. Your task is to transform this absolute path into its simplified canonical form, and these are the rules of this canonical form, which is basically a single period represents the current directory. I'm sure if you're a computer science student, you would know this. If you have done Linux style command line, if you have worked on Linux system, you'll be familiar with these current directory and parent directory. Basically, double period means represents the previous directory or parent directory of the current directory. Basically, if you type 2 dot and then hit enter, it takes you to the parent directory. Multiple consecutive slashes such as twice or thrice, they are treated as single slash. Basically, this is kind of a separator between two directories. Any sequence of periods that does not match the rule above, basically it's saying if these are not like one dot or two dots periods, then that's like a valid directory name. And now path always starts with this forward slash, and then these two different directories are separated by forward slash, and the path must not end with forward slash unless it's root directory. All right. Okay, so then I think we are all clear. Let's simplify our given paths to its canonical form. I have written down the path, the rules, Unix rules right here again. So dot means current directory, two dots mean parent directory, double slash, triple slash, that basically represents single slash, which is kind of a separator between two path names. This, just like over here you see this is the home is the parent directory. It can start with this, but it cannot end with this. That's what we are going to change. Right now it's in Unix style path format. We'll be simplifying it to its canonical form, which is like simplified path. Now path starts with this forward slash. It's separated with forward slash. But it doesn't end with forward slash unless it's root, basically parent directory. So in order to do that, I think the first thing that we should be doing with path is we should be splitting it into basically an array of a string using our split function, which is like dot split, and we should split it by forward slash. Then in this case what it will give us is basically an empty, sorry, I was trying to draw an empty string that comes before the slash, then home as string, and then another empty string that comes after this slash. So if you see right here, now this one is a very simplified path name, but I think we're going to basically have a stack to append all the values that we're gonna see. Basically these path names, I just want to see path names. Rest everything I just want to ignore for now. If I see basically single dot, that I want to ignore. If I see two dots, that I want to pop out from my stack, because that means I am going to the parent directory again. And if I see basically empty string, that I want to basically ignore it, because that's not the valid name for my current directory. So in this case, I see empty string, I ignore, I move forward. Then I see home, I will append it to my my stack. Then I see empty string, I ignore. So this is the value of my stack. Then what I do is I will return forward slash plus everything inside my stack joined by, join, this is the join function, join by forward slash and everything inside the stack. So this will return everything starting with, basically our parent directory was supposed to start with this, and then this will append between all the names of our roots, sorry, not roots, directories name. So I think this was too simple, but let's do it with a more complicated example, and I think then it will become super simple for us to understand, and then we'll dive deep into our solution. Okay, so let's work on the second example, which is right here. I'm gonna place it right here. So as I said, we'll be having a stack. We'll have a stack, and then we will be working basically for our all the paths. So for first thing first, let's split it. So I'll split all the values, and after splitting all the values, I'll have basically empty string, then I'll have home, then I'll have user, then I'll have basically after this 2 dots, then after this I have a pick, then I have basically these 3 as also, because right now we're just splitting. Okay, we're not going through. So these are the values that we have. We have empty string because of the front, empty string, home, user, double dot, double period, pick, and triple period. Those are the values that we have. We're going to work with these. We'll have our stack right ready to basically append the values. But before that, let's start a for loop. I just want to write like a little pseudocode here. So for path value in, I'm going to call it paths, or maybe like, I'm just going to call it P. So for P in path, if this P is equals to double dot, that means what? I want to, if stack, then I want to pop from a stack, because that means there is some directory in my stack that I want to basically go to its parent, right? So that is my current directory, which is the top of the stack. If there is anything on that, so that I'll be popping from there so that I can reach to the parent directory of my current directory. That makes sense? If this P is equals to either basically empty, or this P is equals to this single period, which means current directory, then I just want to ignore continue. You don't want to continue. Okay, you know what I'm talking about. Continue. Else you want to append remaining all the names to your stack. So stack dot append. Okay, remember this is append P to stack. That's it. After you come out, you're gonna return slash, oh my god, why am I adding percentage, slash plus rest everything inside it. Between those you append slash join all the values of stack. Okay, let's go over this example. Let's go through our example. I am gonna select all the code right here and just squeeze it right here. Okay, looks pretty good. Okay, see what we'll be doing. We see empty string. This matches with this condition right here. So what we do, we ignore it. We go to home, this condition here. So I'll append home. Then I see user, this condition again. I append it to user. 2 dots right over here. My stack is not empty. Stack has some value, so I'll pop this value from the stack. This is gone. Then I see pick. I'll append pick. Then I see triple dot matches nothing over there, so else case I will append it to my basically stack. Now I have these values in my stack. I will be basically starting my simplified canonical directory representation with a forward slash. Then I will be joining all the values with this forward slash with basically the single slash in between. So we will be finally returning this value, slash home slash pick slash triple dots. Sorry, not 4 dots, triple dot. This is what we will be returning as value, and that is our perfect answer. So let's write down our solution. What are we waiting for? I'm gonna change the view here. All right, as we said, we're gonna have a stack initially empty. Then I will have basically let's basically split our path. So I'm gonna call it paths, or path dot split by /. Then all the, let's go over all the p in paths. We are iterating all the values in path. So if p is basically 2 periods, that means we need to go to the parent directory. Let's pop a value from our stack, but before that, let's check if there is anything in the stack. We don't want to pop from an empty stack. So we pop from a non-empty stack. If this p is equals to single dot, or this p is equals to empty string, that means either if there were too many /, it will, in between those, it will add empty string to my paths. Okay. Right, so then we will basically continue. We don't want to do anything. Continue. Oh my god. Continue, else is you append all the values. Stack dot append. You append every value to your stack. Finally, as we said, we're gonna return. What are we returning? / plus every value in your stack joined by /. That's how you do it in Python. This will be appended between the values, not front and end, because that's why we are adding it is in front. You can try it by yourself. You can play around with this. And I'm gonna zoom out and let's run it. Perfect. Let's submit. All right. Awesome. So let's write down the time complexity. Okay. Time complexity, and time complexity would be big of n. Space complexity would be also big of n, because we're storing all the values of this string. By the way, I was just thinking, how about if rather than having this case, I think it's okay. We don't have to. It's a simple code. It's not that complicated. 100%. I was just trying to get rid of some line of code here, but I think this is fine. Also, I don't want to think too much about it. Let's go back to AlgoYogi. Mark our problem solved. See you guys later in the next problem. Until then, bye bye.